So we've probably all seen by now that cottage cheese is taking the internet by storm. And if you don't like cottage cheese, then you probably didn't click on this video. But if you hate cottage cheese and still happen to click on this video, I'm happy you're here, first of all. Second of all, none of these recipes actually taste like eating cottage cheese out of the carton. They will transform any cottage cheese hater into a lover, I swear to God. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka Fit Food AE, and today we're gonna be making 3 high protein, low calorie recipes that are centered around cottage cheese. So today we've got the perfect cottage cheese scrambled eggs on a bagel, cottage cheese queso dip, and my absolute favorite, cottage cheese mac and cheese. It is so good. So if you're excited to see me make these recipes, please give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel, and I post new videos every week. And with that, let's get started. So the first recipe we've got are cottage cheese scrambled eggs. These are super easy to make, so if you're at all intimidated by any of these recipes, which I don't think you should be, you should start off with this one. Now, I will say, guys, there are a few secrets to getting like the perfect, fluffy, bright yellow scrambled eggs that I didn't actually know until fairly recently. So first off, you can't just get any eggs. You have to get free-run brown eggs. Actually, I don't know if they specifically need to be brown, but get the free-run ones. Free-run ones. That's a tongue twister. Anyway, so the reason I say this is because regular eggs, when you crack them, the yolk is just like a pale yellow, whereas the free-run eggs, when you crack them, it's like a bright orange yolk. And I find that when I use the free-run eggs, the color is like really bright, whereas otherwise it's like pale and it doesn't look as nice. Honestly, does this matter that much if you're not photographing your food? Probably not, but if you're making it for other people, then yeah, it definitely matters. Second of all, even if you're using a non-stick pan, I would still highly recommend putting a little bit of light margarine or even just like spraying the pan with cooking spray. This is probably the most important. Well, it's kind of like a 2-part tip. So I used to cook scrambled eggs on like way too high of a heat and it ruined the eggs. And then they just accidentally got burnt or tasted dry. The trick here is to almost put it like a simmer. So medium to low heat, and then basically pouring the scrambled eggs, waiting for maybe like 10 seconds, and then you're going to use your spatula to kind of like constantly stir it around, but not in a rough way, kind of in like a slow way, just like gently folding them until they cook all the way throughout. You'll kind of see what I'm doing here as an example. So yeah, for this particular recipe, you're going to pour the cottage cheese into the scrambled eggs, then basically just prepare them the same way I said. And for the base, I decided to use a white bagel. I cut it in half and toasted it in the air fryer. I like it on like the slightly burnt to well done side. And then yeah, there you have it. Super simple recipe, perfect for like a weekday breakfast. So the second recipe we're gonna be making is the queso dip. So guys, trust the process for this recipe. So when it first comes out of the microwave, you're gonna be like, what is she thinking? But again, just trust the process. So basically it only requires 4 ingredients, but you do need a blender. I have this like crappy blender. I should really get a food processor. I need to get on that. But anyway, all you do really is pour the cottage cheese, taco seasoning, and nutritional yeast into the blender and then blend it up. You might need to also add like a tablespoon or 2 of water, because I found that my blender wasn't blending it up as well without that little bit of water there. You might also have to like shake it partway through, depending on if you actually have a food processor or you're just using some blender like I'm using. And yeah, the consistency should look like I have it here in the video. And then what you're gonna do is take the little ramekin container thing, pour it in there. Again, it's gonna look very like viscous. You're probably like, what is she thinking? But again, trust the process. So you're gonna pour some shredded cheese into there. So you're supposed to use cheddar cheese, and I only had like marble, so I had to like pick out the cheddar pieces. So if you see like a few scattered mozzarella pieces in there, mind your business. Then you're gonna microwave it for like 30-second intervals. I basically just did 30 and 30 and then just like stirred it halfway through. Sorry for not getting an actual video of what was happening in the microwave. The table that I film at and my microwave are just like far, and yeah, I was just too lazy to move the tripod, but you guys get it. And then yeah, just give it a mix at the end. It's gonna be really hot, so make sure to take it out with like mitts or at least like a cloth. And then I decided to pair it with tortilla chips. Just look at that cheese pull, it's insane. When you first look at it, you're probably like, did it screw up? But it literally didn't. Like, again, that's the texture that queso is supposed to be, and the cheese pull in this is insane. It's actually so thick and nice. Great to eat with tortilla chips. You could just eat it straight with your spoon. I won't judge you. And lastly, we've got my favorite recipe, which is the cottage cheese mac and cheese. So I have posted a couple other mac and cheese recipes like on my channel and also on Insta, but this is a completely different recipe that I've tested. And this one is the best one. I made it today and I've eaten like maybe close to half the pot. Literally ate till I felt sick because it was just so good. So I decided to get like non-traditional little pasta shapes, these little swirly ones. So I'd highly recommend just like having some fun with it. What I decided to do is make the sauce first and then make the pasta, but you could do either or. To make the sauce, you just put everything in a blender. Again, if it's finicky, maybe just like shake it halfway through, but it should be good. Honestly, this sauce was pretty easy to make. And when you take it out, it might seem like the sauce is too runny. Like it might look a little bit concerning, but just again, trust the, I know I keep saying trust the process, but it's gonna thicken up once we heat it over the pan. So just leave it like that. Leave it in room temperature. Don't put it in the fridge because again, we're gonna be like heating it up. I honestly love these cottage cheese recipes because they're such a great way to get extra protein and like be creative and make the macros like not as high, especially if you're using 1% cottage cheese, which is what I'm using in all these recipes. And again, if you don't normally like cottage cheese, I would highly recommend trying all these recipes, but especially this one because you really won't taste the cottage cheese since there's like feta in this recipe as well. The trick with this recipe is ensuring that you like follow the instructions carefully. So everything I put on the screen, like when to remove it from heat and all of that, just make sure to do that because otherwise like the sauce is just gonna be kind of like separated and grainy and it's just not gonna look as presentable. This recipe is perfect for meal prep if you have self-control. Honestly, it's so good that you might just like want to eat half the pan in one sitting like I did. By the way, guys, I just want to say thank you to everyone who like watched, commented, liked on the video that I posted like a couple weeks prior. The one where I posted vanilla cake and talked about, the future of this channel. A lot of you were so nice in the comments and saying you were understanding if I wanted to not take this channel a different direction, but just like do things other than recipes. But I will say I am really loving the idea of doing kind of like recipe series every once in a while. Like for example, I saw cottage cheese was trending and I was really excited to try these cottage cheese recipes that I hadn't tried before. So yeah, I hope you guys love this series and I want to try and do more of these. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like these recipes, then I'm sure you're looking for more savory lunch dinner recipes. So I'm going to link a couple other videos here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends as it really helps the channel and I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.